I finally got a Wii U and hooked it up and played Mario Kart 8. What a fun game.
It is.
I hear you're an aficionado of the game, I hear.
I am amazing at Mario Kart 8. In all sadness, I haven't, other than to download some content with a gift card I got for my birthday, I have not played my Wii U recently because I just haven't had the freaking time with wedding stuff. But Mario Kart 8, I told you when I got it, it was the real gosh darn deal. And I think you've seen that. Like, it's
good.
It's probably it really is better than any version since 64.
Really?
I
like
so.
the one on the DS a lot. I played that a lot on the DS.
I did too. Like I've always said, and we really don't need to spend this much time on Mario Kart 8 again. But the DS one just bothered me with its online play.
Oh, okay. But I mean, the actual game experience was fun.
Sure, it was fine.
For some reason, I never liked the Game Boy Advance one before I played it. It just didn't seem right to me in my mind. And the same with, I never liked the double dash bullshit gimmick from GameCube. Get away from just one person is enough in my Mario Kart. So it's a fun game. The soundtrack's amazing. How there's like events that happen during the race that changes the sound on the fly. And I was talking about with this before, which is you, by the way. I was talking with you about this. Was that I can't remember a game where there were like on the fly filters that automatically hit the soundtrack as it was going and it went back. So that are based on events. So for example, when you're like underwater. In that, and you come out of the water and the music changes to the bright music, or when the lightning hits you, and then all of a sudden it goes to that like really scribbly sort of sound on the fly and back again. It's not loading up a different audio track; it's changing the current audio track at that moment.
Dynamic. I'm sure it's been done before, but off the top of my head, I can't think of it. But yes, this is different than dynamic audio. It's a lot of different layers, filters, and effects. That can be affected based on what you're doing.
So it's a fun game. I've sort of zeroed it on using the Yoshi motorcycle because it looks cute and it's fun. And it handles pretty well. But they're announcing a DLC coming out on August 27th. I'm not sure if that's the Nintendo of America date, but that's at least I think in Japan and in Europe. Amongst other things, which we'll get into, they're announcing 3 Mercedes Benz cars that you'll be able to use. My question is, does this bother you at all that in a Nintendo game there'll be a company sort of sponsoring it and having its own cars in it?
I mean, yeah, sure, it does, but on the other hand, they're not charging for it. You know, I mean, you're free to use it if you want. You don't have to. Yeah, the advertisement's annoying, but the advertisement only works as far as the people using the actual cars.
Yeah, I thought I'd have a problem with this. I really don't. Because it's not like, here's the thing. When you're playing Mario Kart, unless you're in the cart, you don't have time to even notice what the other carts that are being used. The action's so quick. Well, you can't really even focus on it at all.
A lot of people love to use the replays editors, which are fun. But yeah, during the actual game, you might briefly notice, oh, that guy's using it, the Mercedes, or she's got one of the Mercedes, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's not like they're going to be posting Mercedes billboards in the game. That I think I'd have a bigger problem with. And it's also, it's almost like, it almost feels like, I'm not sure about the details of this deal, but it almost feels like this is part of something larger. It has to be, because I'm not sure how many Mercedes are going to be sold from kids, teenagers, and young adults playing Mario Kart. They're not going to go out and buy a $40,000 to $50,000 car just by seeing it in a video game. So from that perspective, it doesn't bother me, because this is the most ineffective advertising you can possibly think of.
Your target market is all wrong.
Yes. This is a luxury car that, is upper middle class at least, and they're not making their decisions based upon a video game if they're buying it. They're just not.
But yeah.
This isn't like having a Datsun in the game, or a Toyota, or a Honda. I want to play a Civic.
Well, it handles well on Mario, so I'm definitely going to buy this car for my winters in Buffalo.
Yeah, the more I think about it, it's just silly. It's just a silly, silly thing.
Right. It's silly, and it's stupid, and it's free, and whatever. If you're getting upset about it, there are far better things right now that you could be getting upset over.
The other parts of the DLC, though, I'm actually interested in, because these are real improvements that are coming to the game.
I want leaderboards on the gamepad.
Well, let's talk about what we have. Drivers will now have the option to display the course map on the TV screen during races. That's a cool thing.
That is, I mean, everyone who played the game with me when it first came out was like, "Where's my map?"
Yes, because I hate to say it, when I first was playing the game, I was getting destroyed because I didn't know the twists and turns coming up on the map.
Yeah,
it's hard to switch back and look real quick. That is a cool option. Users will now be able to check out statistics such as their total number of coins accumulated, win-loss record from online play, and their most frequently selected character overall. That's pretty cool.
Any sort of stat tracking I get into. So
and it doesn't take that much effort to do it, and they're putting it in.
Yep.
Users will be able to change options of others Mario Kart's TV downloaded highlight reels, such as changing the focus to a new character or event.
Oh, that's neat. So basically what that means, if you haven't messed with Mario Kart TV much...
I haven't.
Say you check out like a Mario Kart TV, right? And it's focused on the first place player, but you think the second place player is doing some cool stuff or is doing a shortcut you haven't seen before. That means you can take someone else's basically crafted replay clip and then change it. You can change the slow-mo, change the focus. So you can take their clips and screw around with it and get a different vantage point. Maybe not something I'd ever use, but it's just kind of wacky, and it's neat that they'd include it.
The order of the menu, this was such a thing that bothered me when I first played the game. The order of the menu after each race will be changed to next race, which is then followed by watch highlight reel.
Thank you.
Yeah, that bothered me just because it was so inexplicably weird that after each race, you had to wait, press down to click the next. It's just a little thing that just bothers you that they could fix so easily. And thank you for... That'll save me, in the grand scheme of life, 34 seconds in the rest of my life that I'll never get back.
And while it's a simple thing, it shows that they're listening.
Yeah. They figured, they probably didn't realize at the time, because maybe when they're testing it, they want to watch the highlight. But overall, most people don't give a shit.
Right.
You know, when they're playing single player, they don't watch their own highlights. So like, why would you do that almost? Unless it was a really cool race.
It's like masturbation.
You watch your own highlights in that?
Yeah. Yeah.
The game will remember the most recent customized kart settings that were selected. That is cool.
That's huge.
Because that happened to me like a few days ago. I was like, what the hell kart did I select that I forgot the details of what I selected. I honestly did. That's a little thing, again, that thank you for putting that in.
Yeah, because I switch between like 2 or 3, but when I pick one, I usually go with it for a while, so that's nice.
Even if the system was powered down, I don't remember it. That's cool. Improvements to stability of connection and online play to enhance user experience. I've dropped off about a handful of times out of a lot of races. It's been pretty good overall.
I was going to say, here's the cool thing. I'm happy to hear it. I have put that game through its freaking paces online, and in the 2 months that I've owned my Wii U, have had 3 online disconnects.
That's pretty good.
You have to understand that since I got it, probably the 3rd day in, the majority of my play has been online, and only 3 disconnects. So, that's awesome.
How far are you from your router, would you say?
Not far, honestly.
Because I'm about 40 feet, 35 feet, I'd say.
I'm honestly only probably like 10, 15.
35 feet, I'm going through about 4 walls. So, with that said, I'm happy that my disconnects, well, they're probably a little more frequent than you. I'm happy with it. I'm also happy that, like, the races don't really have, like, lag, it seems. They figured that out where there's not, like... The races don't like stutter. It's pretty smooth. They figure that out somehow with the net code,
right?
You know, to compensate or whatever. You don't notice that you're playing. You know what I mean? You're not noticing you're playing online. It's not like playing. It's not playing like a game of like Wolfenstein or Doom from like the '90s, where like guys will jump all over the place.
Or Danny Sullivan's Indie Heat.